Hello, everybody. Today we have with us a very eminent personality from the world of health and nutrition, Navjit Singh. Welcome, Navneet. Navneet is a well-known entrepreneur and founder of the Child Nutrition Mentorship Program. She's got over 2 decades of experience in this particular field of teaching and nutrition. Her mission is to simplify nutrition education rather, so that it becomes easier, especially for the modern mothers and modern parents rather, uh, and to provide the children with a well-balanced diet and also to create strong emotional connections. Navneet, a warm welcome to you. Um a lot of people around the world, especially in our country, they have a very common question about nutrition for their growing up children. So we are going to tackle a few myths or to clarify a few doubts with our short question and answer session. So
Right.
shall we begin, Navneet?
Yes, doctor, I'm good to go. I'm very thankful to you for inviting me, and I'm happy to be here.
So my first question will be, what are the most important foods for a school-going child for I'm talking from a dental perspective. So, to get a strong set of teeth, any particular foods that you would strongly recommend?
Okay, doctor, I will start with one thing that healthy teeth means healthy kids.
Right,
And this is more connected than what people generally realize it, right? And when the oral health of a child is good, that means the child is able to eat well, right? He is able to speak well, he is able to sleep
absolutely.
well, right? And everything goes well with the child, right?
Right,
So when we support the children's oral health, so it's not just protecting their teeth, it's basically strengthening their overall being, right? So we are clear on
right.
that. Now,
Yes,
the nutrition that or the for nutrition required or the food required for good dental health, right? That food should have certain nutrients like calcium, it should have
right,
vitamin D, it should
right,
have phosphorus, right? It
right.
should have potassium, and it should have B complex vitamins, right? And
Absolutely.
all these nutrients we generally find in the milk products, right? Like milk, we have the yogurt, we have the cheese, then we find in green vegetables, then we have in bananas, we find them in avocados, we find them in egg yolk especially,
Right,
then in
right.
the fatty fish, then the sweet potatoes. So all these things are actually good for strengthening the teeth, right? Now,
All right.
in particular, I would like to highlight eating of cheese, which helps in, increasing the saliva production,
Mhm.
right? Now, what happens like saliva production? Saliva is good. The thing in it has good minerals, which is good for the teeth. It strengthens and
Yes,
makes the teeth strong, right?
right.
And also the saliva, when there's more saliva in our mouth, naturally it washes away the food particles and keeps our mouth
Absolutely.
clean too, right?
Right,
So now the next thing is that okay, since cheese is a processed product, we may not like to consume lots, right? So
right.
we
I was
have to
going to
consume
ask you
it in
about that.
moderation. Yeah, we need to consume in moderation, but I generally suggest the parents to do one thing, to take little bit of Amol cheese and mix it with
Okay.
the homemade paneer, right? And
Okay.
give it to the child. So
All
that
right.
itself is a good source of calcium. What should we avoid giving to the child? Right?
Right.
So to keep the teeth strong and healthy. So avoid is the sticky anything, any food that which is sticky in nature. Like you have these
Right.
eclairs, you have the milk chocolates, then you have
Right.
the concentrated roux afza, then you have these fruit juices, right? The granolas and all. So these are the things which should be avoided, not given to the child. But in case if the child, because the sugars, it leaves a coating on the
Stick to
sugar,
the, yeah, the
on
stick
the
to the
teeth,
tooth surface.
right? Yeah, so
Yes.
that in turn becomes the food for the bacteria. The bacteria
Right.
makes the acid, and then it causes those cavities in the tooth, right? So this is what I'm just explaining why we should not eat too many sweets. Now the thing is
Yes.
that the only thing is that we cannot ask the child not to eat at all. So whenever
Right.
the child eats these things, the best thing is to make the child rinse his mouth, right? So that it cleans up all the sugar which is left in the mouth, right, and keeps the teeth clean, and there is no this thing chances of the tooth getting cavities and all.
I
Yes.
was going to ask you, a lot of companies, food companies, they market their foods as healthy, but they are
Yeah.
actually not, which is a well proven fact. So, which are these kind of foods that you would say that although the label says that it is healthy, but it's actually not? It, contains a lot of fats and sugars. So,
Yeah.
any insights of yours on this particular topic?
Yes. Got it, doctor. This is like you have especially the breakfast cereals, right?
Right,
They're
right,
all
right.
coated in honey. Then they have the candied fruits in it, right? So
A
they
lot of
all
sugar as well.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah, they are all added sugar, and it doesn't this thing it doesn't do good to the child. They're all easy on the tongue, but they are not too good on the body, right? So
The actual
then
nutritional value is not as much. Yes.
yeah. So then you have these fruit juices and all. So basically, I mean, like we should slow down, not this thing. Encourage the children to have these
Have
cereal.
fresh fruits rather than these packaged fruit juices, is what
Sure,
you mean to
sure,
say.
yeah. Because
Absolutely.
even the food pulp, they are concentrated. They are concentrated food fruit pulps, but they add sugar to it. To
Right.
enhance the flavor and the taste of the thing.
Same, same I would say with milk additives like Bonvita, Horlicks, Complan, etc. Right?
See, yeah, no, for Born Meter and this thing, Horlicks, I have a different take. That is that
Okay.
they are fortified with calcium and vitamin D, right?
Okay.
And most parents think that they are good for the child's, say, growth, for the brain development, for the immunity, right?
Right.
So my take on this is that only if the child is a fussy eater, right? Or has a low appetite, then go for these supplements. Otherwise, there is really no need to give a healthy child these supplements, this Horlicks
Right.
and Bonvita.
Since you mentioned fuzzy eater, my next question would be, how do you encourage a child to eat more of these fruits and vegetables? Because that's a big challenge for a lot of working mothers, any mother for that, most of the mothers,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, that's a good question, and which it's I mean, like I'm asked very often. Now, what
Right.
happens now? This they are the nature's organic multivitamins, right? So now, if we take a step forward to encourage the eating of fruits and vegetables, it is like improving the immunity and making the mind sharper of the
Right.
kids, right? So now the fruits and the vegetables, now the child, the firstly, I mean, like, you can't make the child develop a taste for a certain vegetable, especially spinach and all, right? The
With
green
the acquired
vegetables.
taste, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it takes time. Now it takes around 14 to 15, this thing, tries or exposures to the child before he starts eating without making any fuss. Okay.
Right.
So that is one thing. So the parent has to be very consistent and very
Patient.
patient. And
Right.
I would suggest one thing which I have tried it myself, that always keep ready to offer or ready to serve options in the fridge. Like you can cut up fruit chart, right? You can have the cucumber sticks, you can have the carrot sticks, okay?
Right.
And leave some dip in the fridge. Like the dip could be the hung curd with little mint mixed in it, right? So keep
A
that in the
homemade thing,
fridge when
yes.
there
A
is,
homemade, yeah.
yeah, the homemade. Yeah. So when
Right.
those things are, when the packaged food, this thing packages, those foods are not available in the house. So naturally, the child will open the fridge and he's going to, but this thing snack on the
The
fruits
easy
and the,
way out.
and they,
That's the easy way
yeah,
out. Yeah.
and the carrot sticks and all will it does the mechanical cleaning also of the
Absolutely.
thing, right? So it serves that person. And one thing we should remember, that the children generally don't thrive on junk food. They thrive on what we normalize. So if we start keeping all
Absolutely.
these things in the house,
That's so
right?
true. Yes.
Yeah, so then they think, oh, it's very casual, it's a normal thing. I can, if we have having a fruit juices in the fridge, or we are offering to the guest, that the same thing. The child, he like, we are role models for them. They will do what
Absolutely.
they see us doing it, right? So they will also try, they will also have it, they'll start having it in a casual way. And that's what, so I generally tell the parents that you should try the child to get into the habit of drinking plain water,
Okay.
right?
Rather
So
than a
yeah,
packaged juice or something, or a
no,
cola,
not
or
packaging.
yeah.
See, like yeah, when the child wakes up in the morning, or he comes back from school or from his outdoor games and all, so give him the plain water. Even when the guests come to your house, offer them plain water first, right?
Right.
So that's how the child learns that it's better to drink plain water than expecting that fruit juice to have and quenches thirst, right?
Okay.
So
My
these are the small.
You were saying something. Sorry to
No,
cut
that's
you.
like I for this thing I just wanted to mention that, like, for in place of Horlicks and your bone meter, right? So the best alternative is that you take the plain water, plain milk at home, and whatever flavors that the child likes, it could be a elaichi, it could be a pistachio, it could be almond, this thing. So just powder them and add to the milk, boil it, give it a boil, and give it to the child. That is as
Right.
nutritious and healthy as your Horlicks and bone meter. So
So that brings
these are
us.
the small tips.
Yeah. So that brings us. So what are the Indian traditional foods that you would encourage for assisting in the growth and optimal nutrition of the child?
Yeah, Indian food, like you say, ghar ka khana, that is the gold standard of
Absolutely.
nutrition, right? So
Absolutely.
one thing good about the Indian food is that it's very rich in nutrients, right?
Right.
And another, a combination of different dishes itself makes one meal a well balanced meal, naturally balanced. Balanced, I mean, it has all the carbs, it has the proteins, it has vitamins, it has the healthy fats. So like you have the dal chawal sabji, that itself it's a complete meal, right?
Absolutely.
Then you have idli sambar, that's a complete. Rajma chawal, that's a complete, right? Upma and this thing, the upma that we make with the vegetable, that's complete. Palak paneer, all these traditional dishes are really rich and very well balanced, and gives you a wholesome this thing nourishment.
Now, sugar is always the number one culprit, apart from fats. So, what healthy sugar alternatives would you recommend?
See, if all the packages that you get, the thing in the market, they all have sugar in it, right? They are
Right.
in the hidden form. If you they you I call all those package sweets and all outside that you get, I to say that they are like a wolf in a sheep's clothing, right? They look very
Right.
attractive, but when
Right.
you look at the labels, right, you will find that there is sugar in the hidden form. Right. So now
Everything,
sugar,
yes.
they never write total sugar, right? They will only write sugar, and they'll give you a small quantity of it, 5 or 10 grams. But the sugar in the form of, like, they have invert syrup, right? Invert syrup is, what is invert syrup? That is the plain sugar that has been chemically broken down into glucose and fructose,
Right.
right? So now that is even more sweet. वो मतलब normal sugar से भी ज़्यादा मीठा है, ठीक है? And why people and they are used because एक उसकी shelf life, product की shelf life increase हो
To
जाती है.
increase the shelf
And
life, right?
yes, yes. So basically, it's being used thing, and you'll find them in the biscuits. Generally, you'll find them mostly used in the biscuits, right? So you have honey, then you have malt syrup, you have golden syrup, you have this maple syrup. So all
Right.
these are in the form of hidden sugar, and so we should be very careful. Read the label and then go for these packaged foods, right? Now the alternative, now the child has you have to satisfy his sweet tooth, right? You need
Right.
to give him something. The best
Right.
alternative is to make it at home. Now the things that the child likes, it could be like nuts, it could be raisins, it could be like dates. So you can, when you're making like बेसन के लड्डू आप बना रहे हो, कोकोनट लड्डू बना रहे हो, या गाजर का हलवा या सूजी का हलवा, वो सब आप उसमें डाल दो. The child is happy that he is getting what he likes, and he is happy, and you are satisfying his sweet tooth also. So these are small changes and mindful, changes that make a lot of difference in curtailing the consumption of sugar in children.